to go down. Everybody in the place hit the fucking deck, but stay on your motherfucking toes. We running this, let's go.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
We're back.
I'm on a podcast. I'm Andrew Clemes.
And I'm Kamil Limek. And I guess we're starting from an apology.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, last week, who was hosting last week? Liev Schreiber, right?
Oh, yeah, Liev Schreiber, yeah.
We said that Ben Stiller would be hosting the next episode, and that did not happen.
No, it was really funny because I hadn't looked into it. I hadn't seen who was hosting yet, and you were like, oh, Ben Stiller. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I've seen him on a few talk shows. He must be promoting something. And then, the day before I went online, I was like, well, why is Steve Carell doing the promos for it? And I thought you got it wrong. But it turns out, you said you swore you saw Ben Stiller's name on...
I checked it out online because I didn't see it in the episode. So I checked it out online, and it said, Ben Stiller for, at least 24 hours on whatever, Wikipedia, or, when you say,
Wikipedia.
Oh, maybe not Wikipedia. I don't know what I checked. I think I just checked, main Google thing, and it said Ben Stiller. So maybe it was the wrong information. Let's say I messed up. It was Steve Carell.
It was Steve Carell.
Which is just as good.
I was super excited.
I was super excited, too. He only hosted twice.
Yeah.
Last time 10 years ago. That was still probably Was The Office still on?
Yeah, probably 10 years ago for sure.
Yeah. So that was a prime Steve Carell. Now much more of a dramatic actor.
Yeah, but they did bring back a lot of the Office stuff for the monologue.
Yes.
Which is funny.
There's a whole thing about them wanting to reboot the Office, which I don't think is a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's really into it, so they kind of mention it. So I think we got to hit SNL a little bit harder. And I think that's what we're going to talk about, because this episode is a good example of what's not working with the show right now.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to focus solely on Heidi Gardner, who I think was like a standout in this episode.
Yeah, and she's been getting more kind of, I don't know if it's her sketches or not, it's always tough to tell, but she's definitely getting more screen time. I think every time she's on, she commits really hard. She's pretty funny. I think she's been doing really well this season. So
I think instead of us kind of picking a standout person of the episode, let's kind of introduce the new. Let's profile people a little bit. Let's introduce these newer talents. And obviously, our whole deal on this show is we're talking about SNL.
Yeah.
We bring you back to the history of it.
Yeah.
We talk about the host, the musical guest.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Well, let's do a quick roundup of the show first, just to get hit on some points. I mean, we say this. There's only been a few episodes this week or this season where we haven't said this, but a kind of wah kind of show. Everything was fine, everything was all right. Particularly disappointing when you have such a funny host in Steve Carell. The monologue I thought was quite good. So let's just hit on a couple things.
Yeah.
For example, when do you think is the next time we're going to see a cold open that doesn't have anything to do with politics? Will it be another 2 years until Trump is maybe out? Because to be honest, I'm as big of an American political junkie as you get. I love all that stuff. But man, I'm tired of it.
That's one of the problems right now, and I don't think we will see one.
I mean, I'm wondering, is there even in the meetings that lead up to, in the writers' meetings, in the pitch meetings, is there even a concept that's put out there that's non-political? Do they even consider ideas? Or is it just no, what is the political story? We have to do it.
I think they turn on the TV, probably Fox, Fox News, and they just pick, this is what we're going to do right now. It's good that they're not overusing Trump. And obviously with Alec Baldwin's assault accusations right now, they're probably want for a little bit.
Yeah.
But now we see that, I think this is the second week that Kate McKinnon did the Fox News kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I think Cecily Strong appeared again.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, it's the same thing. And they are leaning too much on politics. And
it's just, because we were just talking before we started about how...
So this one was about voter fraud.
But first, let's talk about the rampant voter fraud that allowed Democrats to literally steal the election. Some have claimed that suburban women revolted against the Republican Party, but doesn't it feel more true that all Hispanics voted twice? You can't dismiss that idea simply because it isn't true and sounds insane.
Yeah, it's the typical, like, they're parodying a particular show on Fox News, Laura Ingraham, and some of her typical guests she has on and stuff like that. But the point is just, I don't know. I think there's so much political humor out there, right? And if we're being honest, I don't think SNL does it the best. Like, if I want my, like, Trump joke of the day or the week, I'll probably go to Seth Meyers or Colbert or one of those guys, right? They do it a lot better, I think. So, I don't know. I'm getting really tired of it.
Yeah, exactly. If we start feeling like we're repeating ourselves, like, then there's obviously something wrong with the show, right? Because we have nothing to add to this. This is another, like, political cold open. That's okay. Everybody is doing their impression. They're making us realize how silly Fox News is, how crazy people are, and that's it. And there's nothing else for us to say.
And it just feels a bit lazy because, like we said, we were talking before the show. Of all the sketches, there were no real great sketches this week. No. But of all, like, there were, and I kind of want to count here, but there were at least 3 or 4 sketches that had Steve Carell playing some sort of, like, dopey dad. Yeah. Like, there was the one right off the top where he played, like, a really...
The Disney one.
Dad, and I mean this, what the hell is wrong with you?
Okay. Listen. I have something I want to tell you guys. Things haven't been going well with your mom.
Jesus.
I think she might be cheating on me.
Okay, I can't do this again.
Maybe with my friend Dave. It's Ron.
Yeah, we want to take the kids to Disney World, but he didn't know.
I don't even understand what was the point of that one.
He played a dopey dad in that one, like a stupid dad. In the RV one, he played like a dad that was kind of stupid.
Yeah. Although that was a little bit elevated by Heidi Gardner. Like,
true.
That was cool.
True, but I'm saying the writing for his character was like, he's a dumb dad who doesn't realize what's going on. That's first sketch of the evening. He's a dumb dad that doesn't realize what's going on. In the Guardian Angel sketch, he's a kind of dumb dad that doesn't realize what's going on.
Why is Dad in here?
Your dad.
Is that my dad? No, Dad.
Yeah, Dad, you really look like you're in your element.
I don't know. Is it because Steve Carell has played, like, a lot of father figures in the past? Like, you know, like, he's got that movie Beautiful Boy.
I get it.
Crazy Stupid Love. I don't know. But because he aged, like, I feel like they sit down and they go for the cheapest joke these days.
I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, he has that father figure kind of vibe to him. And I get that that's easy to write those kind of sketches for him, probably, or easier. But I'm just like, 4 of them in a single episode? Like, I'm surprised he wasn't like, come on, man. Like, let's do something else here. Like,
I feel like the most fun he had, although it wasn't that great, like, it wasn't well executed, it was probably the Amazon thing, right?
Some folks have speculated that I was somehow trolling President Trump by building one headquarters in his hometown of Queens and the other in his current residence of Washington, D.C., thereby overshadowing or humiliating him. But that's simply not true. Sure, he attacked me repeatedly on Twitter, but I chose our new locations because they were ideal for growing business, not just to make Donald Trump think about how I'm literally 100 times richer than he is.
Yeah.
That's probably when he, like, put on the bald cap and, you know, and he had that kind of manic look in his eyes, you know, and all that. Like, that was interesting. Still, I don't know, like, one joke, really, right?
I don't know. It was super disappointing all around. I mean, the 2 things that I would, like, take away from this this episode that were good were, one, none of the sketches were really stand out, but, like, to me the best thing, the RBG, like, music video, it was good. It wasn't the best one, but the thing I'll take away from it is I don't know if they're on purpose doing this, but I think Pete Davidson and Chris Redd are finding, like, a nice little niche as kind of like a diet Lonely Island, like, who specialize in doing, like, these hip hop music video kind of things.
But don't you think that they should pick, like, they should create and form their characters in the same way that Sandberg had with Justin Timberlake or something like that? because now it's like every week it's a different joke that they're rappers and they put like a different grill in their mouth, or maybe they got like dreads, and they're called like, I don't know, little fart or something, you know, and but it's every week it's a different character. I wish they kind of had their set out thing.
To be honest, like Pete Davidson is funny, but he's not a good sketch actor. So the more he can just focus on doing these like little like being like a Lonely Island, doing like rap music videos on various topics, like the better I think they'll be. Like I think this is like their niche.
So I looked into what was most popular last week, right?
Yeah.
And that was the paranormal occurrence, right? Like the way you said, was 2.2 million.
Yeah.
But then what I found weird is that the Unity song and Permission had below 1 million, like in terms of views. And I'm thinking, these guys probably spend a lot of their time during the week like shooting these videos instead of writing good sketches. And like they're putting a lot of money to like do this quality. Like Lonely Island did it like in the beginning with like no budget at all. Are they just wasting their time and they're overloading us with these like rap, like mediocre things and like these songs when they shouldn't be focusing on that? I feel like they're wasting. They got 1 week, right? Most of the time. Are they wasting their time with this?
Overall, I would say no. I would say maybe last week is a bit of an aberration. I would say probably in general, those more high production.
But people don't care,
bits.
clearly.
Well, from that particular week, but I think over the long arc of these pre-taped music videos and sketches, I think most of them end up performing better and are more shareable than the... And you know, SNL has to create video content, has to create YouTube content, just like all the late night talk shows. Like, they're judged now by as much about the clips that go viral and get shared as they are by their ratings, you know, from linear television. So SNL has to create those little high production, you know, bits that are easily shareable. I mean, those ones weren't, even though I thought they were actually quite good, but I don't know. I think it's just, I think they need a rejig of the cast, maybe.
Or the writers. I think it's more about the writers side.
But the cast and the writers, they often go hand in hand, right? Like some of the cast members are also writers. And
although if you actually look on the credits, like there's a long list of people that are writers, and they've been there for like a couple years. Some of them like really long time. Jost and Che are the head writers right now. And maybe there's like a whole thing where, since we've been saying that Weekend Update has been the highlight so far, and that's, if you're looking forward to anything, that's probably it. That's okay. That's gonna be steady, good.
Yeah.
But are they focusing too much on writing that and maybe the cold open instead of actually writing sketches? Like,
I don't know.
Like I've been talking to friends and they're like, man, like I tried and like I looked, but like there's nothing funny. And I'm like, damn, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Because even with the digital shorts, it's cool that they're making them. It's always fun. But when was the last time, you know, like back in the day, someone at a party would always like stop and play Dick in a Box or Just in My Pants or something like that. And the guy was like, when that doesn't happen anymore. No one's going to play Permission. Or no one's going to play the RGB rap.
In some ways, they're different, right? Like, not to get like too in the weeds about it, but like those Permission and RBG and these ones are like more complex thoughts that they're trying to rap about, right? Like it's like they're trying to rap about in a funny way, like women's rights and kind of the tension between you know, hip hop culture and, you know, femininity as it exists today and all that kind of stuff, right? Like it's a more complex thing they're trying to talk about. Dick in the Box was literally like rapping about Dick in the Box, which is maybe why it was just so funny, because it was just such a stupid, simple concept that it was.
Well, that's when I think Jorma and like Akiva, right? Like partners of Andy Samberg used to be the writers, right, on the show, and obviously that changed everything because they had those ideas, right? I mean, I don't know if you watch Popstar. That
I've seen Popstar,
I that's my like guilty pleasure, that film. Like it actually has some great songs.
Chris Redd in that as well.
He's in that, so that's why I was excited when he joined the cast, because he had a great part in that. So it is about the writing, you know, and they wrote Popstar, and he had a great part in that of like crazy off the like rapper.
It is, but I think it's also, I think they're lacking, with the exception of Kate McKinnon, I think they're lacking those types of cast members that have like a pure force of personality that can take a sketch from being like all right to being hilarious just by like turning it up a notch.
That is a very good point.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, Kyle Mooney's great. Like, Beck Bennett's great. Like, Cecily Strong is great. But I've never seen them, like, take an ordinary sketch and go from, like, 0 to 100 and clearly just turn it up on, like, in the moment live to make it great. Like, Will Ferrell did that all the time.
Will Ferrell did that.
Chris Farley did that.
Sandler, Hader. Saved so many
exactly. I mean,
sketches.
obviously, you're like talking about some of the. You can't. Not everyone is going to be like Will Ferrell. Not everyone's going to be like one of the great cast members of all time. But they need more than one. And Kate McKinnon just isn't like she can't be in every sketch.
But like,
and,
look at the whole cast. Is there actually like a talent that you can tell like 5 more years that person is going to be a movie star? No, I don't think so. Where like?
So I don't know. I think they need it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of this season there's like
we lose like half of the
we
cast. We
lose like a big chunk of the cast, just because I think.
Would you be up for that? Would you rather see that?
I think I would.
As much as I love these people separately,
and because also we listen to enough people talk about SNL on other, even anecdotally on other podcasts and other shows. And I mean, no one's loving it now.
Nobody's loving it.
Like, the best is like ex-cast members or, people like Seth Meyers can be like, yeah, I like the people, Seth, it's an institution. Like, no one's going like, SNL is killing it. Everyone says the same thing. Like, they beat the same premises and the same repeat sketches into the ground. And they go hard on Trump, and it's just like the same old, like same stuff every week.
Now that you said that we might lose half of the cast, maybe this would be fun to do it real quick. Let's go for the cast and see. You tell me, and I say my vote as well. Whether we would keep someone at the end of this season or lose him.
Okay.
All right, Beck Bennett
Gone.
Yeah, same.
And I think if you lose him, then you also lose Kyle Mooney as well, because I think they're a team.
And maybe they would do better. Together.
And that's fine, but I'm okay.
80 Bryant. I think she would want to. I don't know how long she's been on, but she might want to leave on her own because she could be a great supporting character in films.
But I like her on SNL. I would keep her if I could.
If I could, I would keep her as well.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling like she might want to leave eventually. Che will stay.
Yeah.
Davidson. I think
he'll stay,
and
I think he should stay because I think he is good at these shorts. But yeah, he's got to find a theme for them, right?
Plus, I think the kid is too lazy to actually start a movie career.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Mikey Day. I want him to stay. I think he can still develop.
Yeah, I'd be okay either way.
I think his thing on Weekend Update with the
with the Bigfoot erotica, that was funny. That was really funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Again, Weekend Update, the best bit of the show. But
Leslie Jones.
To be honest, I think I would be okay if she left as well.
Yeah, Jost will stay.
Yeah,
McKinnon, she will go on her own.
I kind of want her to stay because she's actually no. Here's what I'll say. Mm-hmm. I kind of want her to go, not because I want her to leave because I don't think she's good on the show, because I think she's still the strongest one on the show. But I think if she leaves, then there's a void that someone has to fill, and you'll get new blood in there, and someone will have to fill that void. And you'll get to you'll separate the wheat from the strong then, right? Because then someone has to be the next star.
Well, we'll get to Heidi.
Yeah.
I think she could fill that void.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go quickly. Alex Moffat. Go, man. Go. Cecily Strong. I don't think she can do anything better than be on the show.
She's been on the show for so long, I don't think she's going anywhere else. So.
Keenan will stay. Melissa Villaseñor.
She's not in enough stuff. I mean, I would like her to stay because I think she could be really good.
She could be really good.
But if she left, I mean, no one's going to... No offense, no one's going to... She hasn't been in enough sketches for it.
And there's Heidi Gardner. Ego Nwadim, she just joined.
Chris Red needs to stay. Ego, we don't know anything
about. So we could easily lose half of these people. Half the cast.
And really, we like them individually, but we wouldn't miss them.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. Not cool. I think it'd be good.
Yeah. So let's talk about Heidi Gardner.
Yeah.
Because I think she was a standout this week. If anyone is elevating this stuff, it was her. I feel like if she has to do something crazy like the mother in the RV sketch, it's strong. Like she has a great like physical comedy stuff. She does she's a pretty good actress as well. When she was just playing the daughter who like in the 50s like father singing thing, like she was pretty good at just acting. And then she was also in the what was it called? It's just the GPS thing, where she was also like playing with Steve Carell. I think it just shows, even if it's not a great sketch, it shows her as a strong player.
And she like really leans into her characters, like talking about like the Will Ferrell types and that, who just go like that 110%. Like the reason I keep saying Will Ferrell is because I keep thinking of this story that I think a bunch of people have told, but like Jimmy Fallon tells all the time, that when they were doing the famous We Need More Tambourine sketch, that during dress rehearsal, Will Ferrell did it like at 80%, and he was wearing like a normal shirt and like normal jeans and stuff like that. But during the live show, he wore like a shirt that was like 2 sizes too small, so you could see his belly. He had his jeans pulled down a little bit too low, and he went like at 110%, which just made everyone, and he didn't break at all. They were just like, Jimmy Fallon would always say, like, it was like staring at a crazy person. Like he just was going for it, and he was taking everyone like along with him, and it just raised the level of a sketch that could have been like the same joke over and over again to like an iconic sketch.
I think she's definitely trying to do that. I mean, let's go for her background, right? So she's from Kansas City. Who funny, like that's where Jason Sudeikis is from, Rob Riggle, Paul Rudd. So it has some good like comedy history. Funny enough, she went to LA to study cosmetology. That's right.
Yeah, and I think she was a hairdresser or something.
And obviously then like it's the Groundlings.
Yeah, the iconic Groundlings, which is like sketch comedy group based out of LA, where Kristen Wiig has come from, Will Ferrell came from there. Loads of people from SNL.
People like spotted her talent for like characters really fast. She joined last season, 43, right?
Yeah.
And if I actually thought about it, if I actually went through the list of her characters, she's got some pretty good ones, like her own like creations, right? So she's got the YouTube teen film critic, Bailey Gismert. That was pretty funny.
That's funny.
My favorite one, Angel, every boxer's girlfriend from every movie about boxing ever.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's pretty good.
So how was your week?
I'm okay. I'm hanging in there.
So I hear you got some good news for us.
Well, Tommy's fighting tonight, so I've been better.
Well, I hope he wins.
Yeah, well, I hope he stays alive to see our kids grow up. So how many more hits till it's enough?
Good impressions of Allison Janney, Kristen Schaal. A little part in Life of the Party that was like a Melissa McCarthy
she was great
film.
in the Goop bit on Weekend Update.
Goop, that was great.
I mean, that character is very similar to her teen film critic character, like same kind of Valley Girl stuff. But again, she goes like really hard on those characters, and it's
great. She's a little bit fearless in that way, so that's cool. And she voices Cooch on Supermansion. That's like a show on Crackle, apparently. That's like a little cartoon with superheroes. Oh, what I found out actually is that she's gonna have a show. I think it's gonna be also animated, but like produced, like it's kind of like a SNL production, which is gonna be called Alien News Desk, and it's gonna be her and Will Forte.
Oh, that could be cool.
So that's gonna be like news from the perspective of aliens looking at Earth. So Earth is just kind of like, oh, those people from Earth doing this stuff again, and like aliens kind of doing news about us.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
We'll see how it goes.
I mean, there's just the proliferation of like Daily Show spin-offs, now. But I think every network has like 3.
But I think Lorne Michaels is actually producing it, so he clearly has faith in her. If he's putting her together with like Will Forte, who's great, right?
Yeah,
everybody loves Forte, and they're putting her in more sketches right now. I feel like they know that McKinnon's gonna leave soon, and we need the new girl.
I would like to see her become like the not the next Kate McKinnon, but like the next big star, or like try and vie to become the next big star. I would also like to see them like pare down the cast a little bit. It's quite a big cast, as well. Like if they got rid of all the people they were saying, if they replaced only a handful of them and just pared the cast down by 3 people, maybe 4 people, I think it would be better.
Like the intro credits take longer than most of the sketches, man.
But I genuinely think this cast. I think the next big SNL star is someone that we haven't seen. And I'm also wondering. Speaking of the Groundlings, which is where Heidi Gardner was recruited from, I'm wondering if it'd be really interesting to talk to. Get a guest on the show and talk to them about this. But I wonder if the feeder system for SNL now has become so institutionalized and so like set that there's almost probably like a formula for getting on the show now. So you're going to get the same type of people over and over again. Because like we've said, like it's the Groundlings it's either stand-up comics, right? Or the Groundlings in LA, Second City, or a YouTube star, or people who have like a small YouTube comedy channel. But I mean, the Groundlings in Second City are these feeder systems for SNL that I'm wondering if you're in the Groundlings, if you know what you have to do to get on the show, if there's like a formula you have to follow, and everyone's just trying to follow that formula, so SNL is just going to get a bunch of people who have follow the formula to get on the show. I don't know. Like,
so you feel like they should use more like different resources?
I don't know. I just feel like they should expand their sort of where they find people from. I don't know. It's just
it's a good point. It's a good point.
Because the thing I learned from it, right, was because we were talking before we came on about Conan O'Brien's new podcast, and he was interviewing Will Ferrell, and they were talking about the Groundlings. And one thing I didn't know about the Groundlings that's different from Second City is that Second City, when you get to be one of the main show, you get paid. It's a job, or it's probably doesn't pay great, but you still earn money. Whereas the Groundlings, you pay
to be there. Yeah,
you pay to be there for the entire time. So even if you're on the main stage of the Groundlings, the Sunday night shows that they talk about, you still pay to be there.
And there's sort of like levels.
And there's levels, right?
Levels of like kind of it's like Scientology or something.
Well, it's like classes, right? Like you do classes and then you move up. But so if you're in the Groundlings and you have to pay to be on on the stage. I mean, you have an incentive to leave as quickly as possible, right?
Yeah.
So if in the most natural place to go where you can earn the most money is SNL, and therefore because there's so many graduates from the Groundlings who've gone on to SNL, there's probably a huge wealth of knowledge of, okay, I did this, and then you do this, and here's how to do an audition, and here's the right people to talk to, and here's how you get in the door, and here's how you do your first few weeks in order to stay on the show, and blah, 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 So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering whether I'd be interested to see where the new cast members come from, if indeed they do cut a bunch of people. This season in particular has been rough.
Yeah. Well, maybe this wasn't the greatest review of the episode, but it was a shitty episode.
Should we give a quick shout out to Ella Mai?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I thought she was good.
That was a great performance. I really liked the setup with the second performance with the fence, and the bench. Maybe one of my favorite performance yet.
Yeah, I thought she was really good.
Like you said, like it's good when they're introducing new singers and the songs were actually catchy. She was a great singer. Really.
They've really clawed it back with the musical performances.
Oh, yeah.
After a rough start with Kanye and Travis Scott was a bit as well. Like they really clawed it back. So,
but in terms of the host, if you're not able to use Steve Carell and then you're not able to use Jonah Hill, and the best episodes are like the guy who worked there for 20 years, or I don't know, maybe not 20 years, like Myers, 10 or 10 years. You get and two really good actors like Adam Driver and Liev Schreiber. Then they're helping you out. It's not the show being amazing. It's the guests kind of picking it up.
My thing is, if you have Steve Carell and the only thing you can think of him is to be like a dopey dad.
Why is Dad in here?
Your dad.
Is that my dad?
No, Dad. Yeah, Dad, you really look like you're in your element.
For 4 different sketches.
That really hurts you.
Then no, but I'm just like, if you have such like a great comedic actor like him, and you're like, you're sitting like they have the board in Lorne Michaels' room where they have all the sketches up about what's gonna be in the show and that, and you're looking and presumably someone saw, okay, he plays a dad here, he's a bit dumb, plays a dad here, he's a bit dumb, plays a dad here, he's a bit dumb, and you're thinking, I don't know, this is the best we could do. Then either they're really eager to get on their hiatus, which starts this week because they have a couple weeks off, and they just can't be bothered. And
it's only, is it only 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Either they're really eager to get out the door and they're just like filling it in on the last episode, or the writing is good, but it's just being focused in the wrong places, i.e. on the digital shorts or on Weekend Update, or the writing just isn't good overall.
I think it's
but clearly there's some good writing because Weekend Update's funny, but
yeah. Well, maybe because the two head writers also host the show, and maybe they're just writing for themselves, and then let's do some dad sketches for the rest of the show.
I know. It's a different type of writing, though. I mean, not being a comic writer, but writing the jokes for Weekend Update, like those kind of one-line news jokes where you have a photo is different than writing a sketch. But
should we just mention how the big flop of the last sketch? With the
if anyone wants to go check out a weird, bad,
if you're gonna watch
completely exploded, like didn't go to plan in any way sketch, go check out. I don't even know what it was called. It's called Kern.
Kern Space. No, I think it was called Space Thanksgiving.
Space Thanksgiving.
So, if you're gonna watch anything from this episode, just watch this, because this is a great example of how everything goes wrong in a SNL sketch.
Yeah, and how you can take here's the thing with that sketch. I don't mind that they tried it. It's a super weird premise. Like, it's the type of thing you could have seen that like early Conan would have done, like on his show or something. Like, just a weird out there, super weird premise based on the idea of essentially saying, instead of saying the word corn, saying the word kern. But here's where I think where older SNL cast generation would have done it differently than this kind of cast generation. These guys clearly said like, oh, okay, they were probably laughing at each other in the room while everyone was saying kern instead of corn and whatever, which is fine, like whatever, it's funny. But I think they said like, I don't know, it's probably not funny enough on itself, like we can't like push it over the top. Okay, let's set it in space and have like really weird costumes on, and have purple corn and Pete Davidson's face on a piece of corn. Like, they didn't like dive into the premise of the joke because they thought it was too stupid. Whereas like, I feel if you did that in like Will Ferrell's days, it would have just been a normal Thanksgiving dinner with people in normal clothes and him just really saying kern instead of corn, and it would have been funnier, right? Because you wouldn't have had all the extra stuff of being in space and really expensive
costumes. It didn't have to be in space. That was the second space-oriented sketch in that episode. I mean, come on, man.
4 dad sketches and 2 space sketches.
Like, what the hell? Like, just come up with different ideas, people. Like, they can build any set that they want, and they can make any costumes, and that's what they make. Also, you can see how like all the props fall down, and I don't know, I think Pete Davidson tape was played like too late or something, and then Big Bennett basically gave up, like, and he was just like, he smacked the table with, weird, but check it out.
Check it out. It's a weird one.
Next week, no, it's actually December 1st.
December 1st.
I'm going to mess it up again. We got Claire Foy and Anderson .Paak, which could be cool.
Anderson .Paak. I like that.
I like Claire Foy.
Yeah, Claire Foy. Claire Foy will be a super interesting one.
I know. Like, have you seen The Queen? No, not The Queen, The Crown.
Yeah.
I love that show.
She'll be cool to see what they do for her.
Because like, I can't imagine her doing comedy.
No.
I've only seen her in serious stuff, right?
No.
So maybe with that they can actually do something.
Do you think anyone will get cut over the hiatus? 'Cause sometimes they do that.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be funny.
Drama.
That'd be drama.
That's what we need. So let's do some shameless self-promotion, whatever you call it.
Yeah, so, if you're listening, big help if you could rate and review on whatever, iTunes, Spotify, whatever you're listening to. And if you know anyone who would like to listen to this as well,
we need
share.
Help us.
Yeah.
Help you.
But help us help you, yeah.
I think we're going to do in between episode. We're going to get into our history. It's going to be a little bit out there, but
going back, kind of having a look at some of the earlier casts, earlier seasons, history of SNL kind of thing.
Let's just teach you guys something.
Yeah.
All right.
Until next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.